All right. I'm going to be explaining the idea of burnout and how burnout doesn't exist. Only discipline and a lack of discipline exist. So this is really good quality, actually. So fluid. Oh my gosh. I'm using the front-facing camera of my phone, so I thought it would be way worse than this. However, this looks really good. But anyway, back to the topic. There's this idea called burnout, which essentially means you start something new, like a new business idea, business venture, or going to the gym. This is why people fail. Like 99% of people who have New Year's resolutions fail their New Year's resolutions because of burnout. I'm here with my dog. But burnout is literally just the exciting sort of feeling wearing off. Now, what I mean by that is when you come up with a new idea, nice car, but when you come up with a new idea, especially a business idea that you think is going to make you a good amount of money, you get excited about that, which propels you to work for it. The idea that you think of, which will make you successful in some kind of way, releases dopamine in your brain, which is the chemical for reward. It's the chemical reward of happiness. So you thinking of a good idea, your brain rewards you by feeling good about it. This good feeling propels you to work on that project. However, once you start working on that project, the reality kicks in. The longevity of the process kicks in. You start to understand that it's actually going to take some time. Now, the first day, the first 2 days, you're probably still going to feel good about it because it's fresh in your mind, it's still exciting, there's still dopamine getting released. However, after a day or two, you might feel not as excited about it. And you might go, okay, I feel like I'm working too much. I need a little break. And then you go have a break for an hour. And then it becomes 2. And then it becomes 4. And then it becomes the whole day. And you go, okay, I'll work on it tomorrow. And then you go, I still feel pretty burnt out. Let's do it tomorrow. 2 days go past. 3 days, 4 days, a week. Now it's out of your mind. That's burnout. An exciting idea that you realize isn't actually exciting to work on, because nothing really is exciting to work on in terms of starting a business. Like, it's not really that exciting. However, the idea of it is, and once that euphoria, the idea wears off, that's when you get to really prove how disciplined you are. Now, let me contextualize this in a good way. Yeah, essentially, all you need to take away from this video is that burnout is literally just a lack of discipline. And that's what's going to separate you and I from pretty much everyone else on this planet. Most people, especially nowadays, with the influx of all these crazy short social media formats like TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, they're destroying your attention span, which stops you from being able to work for a few good hours at a time. But it also depletes your entire store of dopamine. Your entire dopamine storage gets depleted scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. That's why you get into this mindless scroll of looking for that next dopamine hit, because your dopamine's gone. That is also what happens with burnout. Your dopamine gets released and then it wears off, and now it's down to who actually has the discipline. Both cases, both exactly the same, burnout. However, with scrolling, after that dopamine wears off, the lack of discipline perpetuates you to keep scrolling to try and find that next hit of dopamine. However, contrastingly, with burnout, once that dopamine wears off, you're going to want to stop doing what you're doing, which is both equally a negative impact on your future, essentially, and your mind and your success. But with a good, strong discipline, once that dopamine hit runs off, you'll realize that this is when most people give up. And this is where you're going to keep working. And that's why you're going to be successful in whatever path you endeavor, because you will outwork the 90%, the 99%. You will outwork the 99%. And it's fun to think about when you actually do build that discipline up and you shift your entire mindset to have more discipline and to be able to understand that it's gonna suck and it's gonna be hard and it's gonna be long days, but it's obviously gonna be incredibly worth it. Everyone dreams of owning the supercars. Everyone dreams of taking private jets. Everyone dreams of flying to the private islands and throwing crazy big parties, lots of hot women. Like, that's what everyone dreams of, especially as a kid. That's all we ever wanted was cars, women, money, you know? So understanding that it's realistically only gonna take 2 to 3 years of actual hard work, and then the next 30 years are gonna be spent basically just enjoying life. Obviously there's gonna be work, however, it's gonna be not as hard because you're basically already there. And over those 2-3 years, you're gonna set up something that actually works and that you don't have to put too much effort into. Here's a good analogy for that. If you have this huge stone ball in front of you, and it's, I don't know, there's a whole bunch of glass behind the ball. And each time you shatter the glass with the ball, you get like money or whatever. The first few attempts at rolling the ball probably won't smash the glass, right? Because you don't know how to push the ball properly. You don't know where the weak spots on the glass are. You don't know how strong you are. You haven't increased your strength to push the ball harder. Once you learn that and once you understand it, after you break through that first piece of glass, the momentum is going to carry over and destroy the next few pieces of glass with so much more ease that you're going to be putting in minimal effort, which is exactly what I talk about when I mean 3, 4, 5 years. If you really want to get super successful, 5 years, that's nothing. Me, I'm 18. That's less than a third of my life for an endless life of fun and adventure. Absolutely, I will give up 5 years. 5 years for 30 years of fun. That is a trade I am absolutely willing and able and going to take. And if you do not accept that it's gonna take some time, then you're never gonna get what you want, essentially. And it's all discipline and it's all mindset, and this is exactly what I preach and teach. If you go back through my videos and watch them all, you'll understand more about my mindset, where I'm coming from, and how I'm going to become a millionaire in less than 3 years. I know what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put my head down, and I'm gonna work, and I'm gonna grind. 3, 4, 5 years later, it's gonna be bliss. I'm gonna have the supercars. I'm gonna have the private jets. I know it sounds crazy, but the thing is, 100% belief in yourself will make your success easier to attain. I'm going to break this down in simple terms. There was a study done. I think I found it on the More Plates, More Dates YouTube channel. He's this bodybuilder who is really into science-based lifting, and he breaks down the placebo effect. I'm sure we all have heard of the placebo effect. Gosh, I should really split this video up into like 3-4 different videos because this is so much sauce. But the placebo effect, the trial that they did was 3 groups of people. However, they said there was only going to be 2. And it was going to be testing muscle growth over creatine and non-creatine. I'm looking at myself in the camera. I got to look at the camera. There was creatine and non-creatine. However, there was a third group, and that was flour. I think it was flour. It was a flour pill. And so the first group got creatine. The second group with flour, they said they were getting creatine, but it was just flour. The third group got nothing. The group with creatine and the group without creatine, they saw roughly normal rates of muscle growth, where the creatine users grew more muscle than the non-creatine users. However, even though the group that were getting the flour pills, the placebo effect pills, they were still gaining more muscle than the people that had nothing. Understand that. The people who literally just believed this was going to make them stronger literally saw more muscle growth. That is crazy. If you don't understand that and don't think that that's crazy, you need to watch that again and actually understand that literally just believing grows your muscle more than not believing. Which means if you 100% believe that you will become rich, you have such a higher chance of actually doing it. All right, that's 12 minutes. I'm bored. I gotta take this dog for a walk. Where is he? There he is. Peace out.